Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Make It Work podcast. I am one of your hosts, Tam, and I'm here with my other very illustrious, very fashion-forward host, Christian Garza.
Hello.
He has a new, interesting background this week. I love the books.
Oh, thanks. I tried to decorate a little bit, and I need to get a new light so it's not so harsh in the shadows. But yeah, we're trying something new.
There you go. I like it. All right. This week, we are going to Milan for Fashion Week, and we're going to start it off with the Diesel show. Now, Diesel was very popular in the early 2000s around the Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie era. And because that style is, back at the forefront, I believe that they are trying to revamp and reintroduce their house. They had a bunch of celebrities there, young celebrities. They had Normani, a couple other people there at the show. Julia Fox was there with her, signature dark cat eye. And the show is very denim. That's their brand identity. I like a couple of the pieces. I really like look number 3 with the dress and how they're doing burnout with the denim. I feel like that's probably the most innovative thing they have going on outside of the corsets that they're doing with denim, which some of them look very interesting. What are your thoughts about the show?
I like the first look. I think it's cool just at the top of the jeans. It looks like it's a continuation of the corset bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just high waisted. It makes it more interesting. But yeah, overall, this whole collection is just a bunch of stuff we've seen in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing a really excellent job with being on top of social media, right? Because they recently had press events, influencer events in LA and New York, and they brought a lot of people out. And it's come here and wear your Diesel bag, which is kind of inexpensive, your Diesel belt, your Diesel branded t-shirt, and get your picture taken, as though you are an ambassador for the brand, which pretty much everybody, when you're wearing branded designer logo heavy stuff, you are an ambassador for their brand, whether they pay you for it or not. So that's interesting how they're using that to beef up their promotions. It's probably a very cheap way to get a whole bunch of promo across all social media platforms.
Free marketing.
Look number 8 was very interesting. It's a corset out of denim belts, which is cute, and haven't seen that from other brands. They're trying to introduce a lot of accessories. We've discussed that at length on the show. That's kind of how a lot of brands survive and make it through the economic downturn, the one we're about to go into, is through their accessories, because the average customer, especially in this age group, can't really afford a $600 dress or a $2,000-$3,000 look, but they can afford the bag, the shoes, the little Diesel belt, necklaces. So I think it's smart that fragrances. I think it's very smart that they're introducing a lot of that. Overall, though, besides the different, prints and bleaching that they're doing, it's still just jeans. So it's I want to get more excited about it, but I don't know what I can grab onto besides that cool D logo and just jeans on jeans.
I know for me, Diesel was also in the league of a True Religion, or what was it, Rock and Republic?
Yes.
Yes, so those are is True Religion around still?
True Religion is still around, but I think it's lost a lot of its cachet as far as being a luxury brand. I think they shed a little bit of that to go more mainstream, and now they aren't really selling the $400 or $500 jeans anymore. Maybe they are, but it's people aren't buying them. They're buying it at Ross and Marshalls and wearing it out. Diesel, throughout the show, they did try to mix things up with a lot of different colors of jeans and textures. So they shredded up a bunch of denim and made dresses, made different items, tried to do some, evening gown looking type stuff. They had 71 looks. I think that's a lot for a show.
I totally agree. And so when I was doing research on my shows, I thought a lot of them also just ran really long. It's they didn't edit well.
No. Either you didn't edit well, or you are still in the phase of, I want to feel out my customer and really see what it is that they're going to gravitate more towards. So it's we have a bunch of streetwear because it just goes hand in hand with the brand identity we already established. Then we're going to sprinkle in these more feminine, womanly looks because the 20 or 18 to 25-year-old can't really afford this, so let's sprinkle something in for the 30s, and then maybe a cool person will buy this big denim trench coat, or I don't know. 71 looks is a lot.
So many. And then they're not really saying a lot with all of these looks.
No, and at some point throughout the show, I felt like it could have been cut, and this could have been separate shows. What they were trying to do, like when it gets down to like the 30s, it was like, oh, this was way more whimsical with what you were trying to do, and more so focused on women's wear than men's. But you just kind of threw it all out here. They also had like the Guinness World Record, the biggest blow up inflatable body or something. I didn't get the point of that, but again,
They're
I
just
think a lot of the stuff
for like any kind of like press. Because I also thought it was like weird that they had that, because they have used that like a few times in their shows, or what do you call them, experiential like situations.
Yeah, like an art installation type thing. Come here and just another come here, be seen, get your picture taken event.
Yes, get your picture taken, share on social media, so it works as their marketing.
Yeah, I guess if you got to do a ploy and you're working with like a thin budget and you don't have a lot of staff, why not put up, a couple of decals of your logo and get this blow up man out, and the people will come. What can we say about that? While we're talking, we'll just put in a bunch of the looks that I actually liked and enjoyed. Other than that, I don't want to keep reiterating, but 71 is a lot of looks. Like, what are you saying? When I leave this show, what do you want me to take away from it? Oh, I saw a lot of jeans. They had a lot of nice jeans.
And then they appealed to everybody. I feel like the stuff that could go towards like the skater girl, but then like there's the handkerchief hem girl, and trying to please everybody, but also lean on nostalgia.
Yes, heavy on the nostalgia. They have like three. It's like J-Lo, Paris Hilton, and Beyonce, and they're taking all their outfits and reworking them from 1990 to 2010.
Definitely.
All right. What is your first show from Milan?
The first show, I'm going to lead with my most favorite. It was Jill Sander. This one was so good. And then I guess we'll sprinkle in a little bit of Paris, but it also, Balenciaga showed, and they had this whole like mud room. I'm like, what are they making these models do? Like that, them with their mud, and this one with this like gravel. Like, does this really like enhance the environment or show off the clothes in the best way? Like, what's with this dramatics?
It's giving me America's Next Top Model. We're trying to fuck with these girls,
Yes.
Like, can you do it? Work for this money.
But yeah, other than that, that weird setting, I thought every single outfit was beautiful. Like, you could tell in the fabrics that they are just like quality, like sumptuous fabrics. Jill Sander was like minimalism, but there's texture here. There's excellent accessories. Some of my favorite looks were like look 19. I really love this dress and the print on it, and she just seems like effortless. She's just very chic.
Beautiful casting on this look too.
Oh yes, so good. And then okay, so this is like my favorite color, so that's why it struck out to me. But look number 36, I really love that top. Like, I have to have that top.
When you brought up, this is like Valentino pink.
Similar, yeah. I felt like this was like a shade darker.
It is a little bit darker,
but yes, yeah. And I love that they didn't. This is like the only look in that color, because otherwise, it would have just been more Valentino.
And it was thinking about this look, and then you brought up location. It's kind of making me feel like people are a little bit intimidated by Jacquemus, in that he does like the most minimal, like less work that you could possibly do and put it out on the runway. But his experiences, and he's like sort of, the child of Karl Lagerfeld, he makes it a big deal with, we're going to be in a lavender field. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. I think people are feeling the pressure on that. Like, God damn it, what can we do? Like, make it rain. Get some plants out here. Get some gravel.
Yes. With this, I liked all the looks. I liked the skirts on the men. I just love the skirt on men. Or all the shows had a lot of looks. But this one, I think, kept my interest the most. Look number 63 is so beautiful. I love all of that texture and embellishment and the matching bag.
Beautiful. And I love the chain on the detail, like on the neck.
Yeah. Yes. Look number 63, I like how they brought that into this like menswear, and you have like the combat boots. So it's like that mix of like not quite feminine, but just like whimsy and flamboyance with that little harder. So I love that.
Also, I have to say, for this show having so many looks, it did a great job at keeping the through line of them. Like, it wasn't a bunch of random things put together. All of these looks go together. It does look like a collection. It is very complete in that I feel like if you had to buy this, maybe as people did in the earlier times of fashion, right? They bought the collection. The ladies came out, you know, the ladies who lunch with their rich husbands. They came in, oh, give me the Jill Sander collection, please, darling. And you could get all of this and you could wear this throughout the year and have like a wardrobe with just the things from the show.
My favorite thing about this is that because it's minimalism, but it doesn't look simple, and it looks well made. It does not look like you could just go to like a COS, Zara, and just pick up these items. Like, these look expensive.
They look expensive. You can tell the fabric is expensive. When they chose to do embellishments and all that, and I hate to be like nitpicky, but that's what this is about. Sometimes people do embellishments and it skews onto the cheap side. Like, oh, we just kind of threw all of this stuff out there, or it was like, oh, a full sequence. If it's not just like fully beaded like Neem Khan, it's like people doing embellishments more recently as an afterthought. When all of this stuff is like built into the fabric and all of the choices were very well made. So it's like, I don't know, it just looks, I don't know a better word than expensive. It kind of elevates the whole thing when it's not just pointless things added on after the fact. And it's like, oh, the fabric is actually shiny, or like, look, number 72 with that gold. I don't know what kind of fabric that is, but it's like, it's beautiful. And I'm not worried about it like tearing up or getting snagged or anything like that.
Yes, that looks so good. And then of course, you know, Bella Hadid was there. She's like in every single show this like whole entire season.
She's the new it girl. I want to pay my respect to Bella Hadid, right? Because I talked about her and her lackluster street style that gets praised because she's skinny. And I just want to say that, Bella, I appreciate what you're doing as a rich girl, because you're basically like an heiress. Muhammad Hadid is super rich. If you don't know about Muhammad Hadid, Google him. And then her mom's a supermodel. She has every reason in the world to just be vapid and just walk around looking cute, being skinny. But recently she's been talking about her Palestinian heritage more, and the problems that they have in that country, and the issue that she faced with herself, you know, having a Palestinian father and a European mom who, you know, didn't really see eye to eye on things, and that caused the demise of their marriage. But outside of that, you're being raised by essentially a white woman, and you are an Arab. And this woman is teaching you things and telling you things and making you kind of doubt your beauty, even to the point where you get a nose job. At a very young age, like before you're 18, you get a nose job because your supermodel mom is telling you this is what you got to do to be beautiful, this is what got to be accepted. And now that you're grown, you're getting in touch with your background and your heritage, you realize that that was a mistake, and you would have grown into your features, and now you've changed yourself for this Eurocentric ideal of beauty and all of that. I love the self-discovery journey you're on. So keep on, Bella, and keep on talking about it too, because people will take it better from you than they will from a politician, than they will from an activist, you know, some just college nerd person that gets a platform. No, people will listen to you. So keep talking about Palestine, keep talking about how they're treating people over there. If you want to talk about the Israel conflict, you know, sprinkle that in when you can. Go ahead, Bella. Keep fighting the good fight. If you ever watch Housewives, her mom she don't seem the nicest.
I don't watch that. But it is nice because that she shows up for every single red carpet, and you know, of course, she always like wins it. I just remember that one with the Schiaparelli with the the heart and the lungs or whatever. Yes, that was so great.
She uses her wealth for good. She comes out in archive fashion all the time. Like, oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah, great. What's our next show?
Our next show. Let me go to it. Okay. GCDS. I felt like it was my responsibility because we have also kind of, I don't want to say trashed, but we've made jokes, serious jokes about Machino on this show and how they take kitsch and they take it too far. GCDS, I guess they're coming up behind them and scooping up that extra kitsch money with this SpongeBob collection. Now, before I be mean, what do you think about it as an actual fashion design student?
Oh God, it's so awful. But who's gonna wear this? There's things throughout that are like less like literal and obnoxious, but overall, like, who's gonna wear like this dress with like Patrick on it?
And I know it's not cheap. That's the other thing. Like this, I think high fashion, you try to trend watch and trend forecast and blah blah blah, and you have no choice but to look to fast fashion because that's what the majority of the country and the world at this point is wearing. You have to take your inspiration where you can. And then I think too, all you designers are watching each other. You're kind of copying each other, but trying to do it in a way that you think the consumer won't notice. I'm not dumb. You saw what Balenciaga did with The Simpsons, and you wanted a little bit of that free promo, that pop culture reference, whatever. But you took it too far because who's going to pay, $3,000-4,000 for a dress with Patrick on it? Now, we might go to Forever 21 and pay $50. Hell, you might even go to Zara and pay $100 for it if you're that girl. You know, you think it's funny. But we're not paying thousands for this look. And then you have some, like look number 4 is like a denim set, less literal. It's just like the color of. The bikini stuff that you have in here, I don't get that. You have a few yellow looks that are basically the same as the pink. The denim stuff that you have, like look number 9, that looks like it belongs at the area with your rhinestone. The boots. And even those boots, like I think Balenciaga has some of those boots. They're YSL.
Oh, everybody, yes. Not at this point.
Then you just took it all the way to the club, in the strip club, okay, or the gay club, with look number 10, and these assless pants. Where can you wear these jeans? It's nowhere to sit down. Because the entire back is open with just like strings of rhinestone.
You're going to sit down somewhere and get hepatitis.
Definitely. Or monkeypox or whatever is out at the time.
Yes.
Now, one of my favorite looks from this show is look number 12. Love that they did a little plus size on the runway too. I appreciate that. But this is like Moto Mommy from Dion Lee.
Dion Lee. Yes. And then we all know that at this point, everybody's had like lavish cargo pants. So buy some lavish cargo pants for next season. I really like look number 20, the color and the like fabrication of those cargo pants and the matching top. And it doesn't have like the literal SpongeBob on it.
Yes. That is a very great look. And like, see, this is the difference between taking inspiration from something and doing it tastefully, like, you know, you're supposed to as a design house, and doing it like Forever 21, like H&M. You're supposed to take the inspiration from SpongeBob, the colors, under the sea, this, that. You're supposed to make cute stuff.
And like look number 24, I like the idea of it if they only didn't make it so literal. Like, why couldn't they just, you know, taken it some abstract to do the embellishment on this like sequin see-through dress? But this is awful. But she looks great.
She looks great. Casting is excellent for the look, but just like you said, I don't want to pay for this Patrick Star dress. I'm an adult. And as a person who grew up, you know, not in the best neighborhoods in California, I hate seeing a bootleg collection. Because I feel like if it's going to be bootleg, I can just go to the alley, Santee downtown, or I go to the Sloss and I go to the swap meet and get a bootleg something from there with SpongeBob on it. But you're going to copy every designer's aesthetic and just put it in your show. How am I supposed to take you seriously? How am I supposed to respect you? You got LaQuan Smith at the end of the show.
Yes!
What's going on, GCDS? Tell me, do y'all have a group chat? And when people send their ideas, you're the person in the group chat that don't respond. You just screenshot and everything like, yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this.
Yes. And then like towards the end as well, like you see the samples that didn't make it to the Diesel show. They popped up here.
It's crazy. And there's a lot of like net mesh fishing. I feel like for a runway, I don't want to see that because that's way too cheap. If it's not resort, and you're not a swimwear collection, why are you putting like vacation swim cover-ups on the runway with Patrick and SpongeBob nipple covers?
Definitely.
I don't appreciate that. Look number 36, very cute. And again, you could have this is how you were supposed to do the inspiration. Not literal, but like I was inspired by the show SpongeBob. I shout out to them on the casting. The styling was good. A lot of this would have been it would have felt so flat without styling. And I want you to stop watching cartoons. I want you to watch some real movies. Find something with Nicole Kidman in it. Something good with some good fashion. And leave this behind. I'm sorry. I told you our favorite look.
Idea. It worked for them getting the promo.
You're in that promo because that Patrick Star dress on the black model, that was everywhere. That was the viral look from the show. I guess goal accomplished, mission accomplished, self-respect, priceless.
I guess we can go back and give like another little sample from Paris. So, like by now, everybody's heard about the Bella Hadid and Copernic
Oh, it was
collection.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, which is great. And then in one of our TikToks, I mentioned about how like they're going after Gen Z. You know, they're going after the viral moments, and not because it's an artistic move. You know, it was cool how they showed it as a performance, but they're also after all the views. And oh well, I just think like a Jill Sander, like everything in their collection is fashion. It's beautifully done. They didn't lean on like gimmicks to sell their brand. It's like longevity.
Longevity is the key. And I think a lot of maybe the newer designers or the younger designers don't understand that all of these houses have customers, existing customers, existing people that are looking forward to that actually go and shop the stores, that have like their sales rep or whoever that's like, on speed dial from when this stuff drops. And you're dressing that woman. I think that used to be more popular, like in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, like, oh, the Armani woman, the Versace woman, like we care about, we're always keeping her in mind. A lot of these collections, I don't feel like y'all are doing that no more. And Jill Sander has been able to last and stand the test of time for doing that. She's always dressing her woman, her customer. She's keeping up with the times, but she's never alienating them.
Right.
I don't know if y'all care about that. Copernic, they said that they were going after like the millennials and Gen Z with like basically gimmicks, shock and awe, viral social media moments, and nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
do everything you can to get the views. Yeah.
The Bella Hadid dress, like that was cool, especially for like showmanship. I hated the back though; it was like stuck to her butt. So I feel like, what was the point of this dress? Like, and then who's gonna spray this dress on me as a consumer? Am I gonna wash it off? Like, how is it?
I think that's something that they mentioned is that it wasn't made for money and whatever, or it was made for the performance because they obviously won't be selling this.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, they just did that for the TikToks for Instagram. It's not replicable.
For the streets.
Yeah. My next collection was the Bottega Veneta collection. I thought, well, first I'm going to say that I thought it was such a weird casting of putting Kate Moss in this like super simple like look number 6. Like she came out of what, Abercrombie and Fitch or J. Crew. And then, like she's like a bit.
I know Kate Moss charges that bag to come out to, and this is what you chose to waste it on.
Yes. And then, usually, the big models, they close out the show or something, and they're in the showstoppers. She's just, an Abercrombie, look number 6, nothing big. She doesn't come out again. And also, I feel like for the beginning of the entire collection, it's nothing special. I think Kate Moss was the end of that first story, and all that stuff I could find at H&M. After that, it does pick up, but this one I also thought as well, it was just not edited well, and then it just ran into a lot of looks. This one had 72 looks. Towards the end, I really appreciated the various textures of like the feathering on the colored garments. I really like the use of the leathers, like the tailoring. And it looks like they're still grasping for straws, trying to find their identity as far as fashion.
They kicked out who did they have with the Bottega Green? I can't think of his name right now.
Because he's now at Burberry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Daniel Lee is back, and he's at Burberry, replacing Riccardo Tisci, who I hope does his own thing.
So Daniel Lee came and brought Bottega up from like the grandma section of Saks out to the young girls, and everybody wanted to wear that bag, and everybody wanted the Bottega Green, whatever they put it on, the woven shoes, that mule that he put out, the accessories, those big old chicken farmer boots that they put out. and you got rid of him, and look at what's going on with you now. I hate to say karma, but what is this collection? And look, number 17, is she just wearing stockings and panties with that sweater?
Oh, yes. That was so weird.
Come on
And that whenever I saw that, I was like, remember that whole debate whether or not leggings were pants?
now.
I was like, what is this? Stockings are definitely not pants.
Stockings are not pants, and I know Wolford is in the business of like peddling that to the girls, but Bottega, you sell to like middle-aged women. I don't want to see nobody's aunt and nobody's grandma out with no control top tights on. Yeah, what?
God.
Too many children have come out of there for you to have it on full blast like that.
I like most of the looks. I just don't know if that is their customer. Like, I loved look number 27, but the embellishment of the boob, and on the back it was on the butt, underneath the butt. Is their customer really going to wear that?
I don't think so.
I would.
But not.
But I love the texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like their customer was more of a look number 28. Like, it's styled on her, she looks fantastic and like super chic. On their actual customer, it would look white.
I was gonna say it would give conference room.
Yes.
If you work somewhere and your boss comes in with this, one of you bitches is getting fired.
And then I appreciated towards the end that they also, or actually the middle, because there were so many looks, that they had these, like, I guess they were woven into, but the prints, they were like chaos though.
Yes.
They tried.
They did. A lot of them looked like those blankets that, you can get your picture on for high school, or like people have their kids on them, or like a pet, a beloved pet. It looked like that kind of material. My favorite look from this show is look number 26. I love the styling. I love the casting, the braids on the girl, the jewelry. And I think this is like embossed. I don't know if it's if it's actually like a leather, or if it's like, I can't really tell.
Yeah, it's super pretty. And it's nice because it's not overdone. She looks super chic.
Mm-hmm. And you would have to work hard, like we're saying, their client. They would have to work hard to make this look boring. Like, if you just take it as is and wear it. She even looks like a lady that's leaving work. She's got her 2 bags. She has her other shoes in there. She's about to go get on the train.
I don't know. I was expecting more. We'll see what Danielle Lee does at Burberry next season.
Yes, we will. We'll keep our fingers and toes crossed for you. Because I think Ricardo is a hard act to follow, honestly, with like his chokehold on pop culture and celebrities.
Yeah, but I feel like he never like found his footing at Burberry. At Burberry, it was basically Givenchy with the plaid.
Well, he introduced that new TB logo, right? And that was pretty much the end of the innovation.
Yes.
And then with his last collection, it was like he went back to his Raf Simons roots with like t-shirts, t-shirt dresses, screen printed things. Because as we know, Raf cannot sew. So he is more of a graphic design type of person.
Oh, right. You should definitely watch that Dior movie.
Yeah.
You've
watch
seen it, right?
that if you have.
Just like
yes.
Collage artist. He comes up with some great stuff, but
this is a sidebar, but it's very funny because this is from a layman, right? So I am married to a jock. I was a cheerleader in my former life, and I married a jock. It was high school, we were impressionable, we were young. Anyways, later on, we're watching that documentary with Raph, and my husband is trying to be nice. He's trying to like what I like, be interested. He's like, so wait a minute. This nigga's not making the clothes. He's picking other people's pictures to put on the clothes. Anybody could do that. And I'm like, no, you can't say that.
So it's not just
but
nice.
But who knows nothing about fashion is like, he can't just do that. He went to the museum and then he was like, that. And somebody else made the dresses and now they're putting the pictures on the dresses and he's getting paid.
Yes, a lot. And that's why he was
a lot. No. And then people also asked during that time, well, how come the women of the atelier aren't being put on the forefront then and getting like their flowers and their press and their maybe names put in the footnotes of shows, because they're actually having to do the work and the designs. And he's just coming like with the PowerPoint. This is what I'm looking for, ladies.
God.
All right.
What is your next show?
My next show is Bally, and this is the debut show or collection for Ruji of Rude. It's a streetwear line that got very, very popular. Kendrick Lamar was the first celebrity to wear it. He made like a bandana printed t-shirt, and that catapulted the brand into the stratosphere. Now, Rude is worn by celebrities like Jay-Z. All the rich Asian boys around California have it on as well. Young rappers will have on the shorts. He has like Marlboro themed. It looks like a cigarette pack, but it says Rude. Anyways, that him making luxury streetwear, he was able to parlay himself into this role at Bally because they do a lot of leather things and stuff. So I think they wanted a little bit of fresh blood. And he's here. He is of, I believe, I don't want to get it wrong, so we're not going to say. But he is like, he's from the Philippines, or he's from another country, and his family had a hard time. Yes, he is a person of color. He is ethnic. So I also appreciate that, him being in charge of this. Manila. Okay, so it is Philippines. Yeah, see that memory. Filipino descent, and Filipino people, at least in California, they have a history of being very, very stylish and liking brands. So perfect alignment for me with Ruji. And the first look of the show, even with the model, this Audette, he killed this. I think that their customer even could appreciate this look, even if it was an older woman. This reminds me of Samantha from Sex and the City.
Oh, for sure. I really love look number 9. Like the matching boots with that jacket situation. It's like these metallic. So beautiful.
That is good. Good.
Yeah.
Also, I can see a lot of Ruji's hip-hop influence through this, but he did it so tastefully and well that it doesn't it's not abrasive. It's not sort of as sexy as a Laquan Smith, but you can see with look number 10 that it's still like a little bit more edgy than what we've seen in previous Bally collections. The suiting is there.
So you know how like hip-hop is, they have an affinity for Tommy Hilfiger or Ralph Lauren, but it's, styled differently because it's hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that, Ralph Lauren is peeking through here.
Definitely.
With,
there's definitely.
Yeah. 24 or the one you were just saying, the look number 10, even I could see that with a less extreme slit being at Ralph Lauren.
A lot of the suiting, Ralph Lauren.
Yes. And even look number 11 with that embellished sweater. Just replace that with the RL.
Definitely.
So the influences are there, but they're not stolen.
Yes. And even we're going to talk about classic Americana and Ralph Lauren and American figures, right? Look number 30 is very Ralph Lauren, Hugh Hefner, rich man. America in this robe with that big decal logo. Look number 31 could have easily been a Ralph Lauren dress without the gold in the middle.
Yes, I really love number 32. It's giving Western, current gay boy. I want to wear that look.
This is very rich gay in Texas.
Yes, yeah.
I love it. If you watch the show Yellowstone, one of his sons will probably wear this look, if they were to come out.
Everybody's talking about that show. I have never seen it.
I am obsessed with it. Okay. I'll
start watching.
I need to know the leading man's name now. Is it Kevin Costner?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Look it. I have loved Kevin Costner my whole life since The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston. I'll watch anything he's in. I don't care. I want to be saved by him. I want to see him shooting people up, putting people in a chokehold, doing political schemes, whatever. Watch Yellowstone right now. Don't dress like them, but watch the show.
So back to the collection, I can really see in the denim numbers, it's well done, but yeah, I can definitely see his influences.
What do you think about look number 35?
Oh, I don't know if I love that one. I think only because I'm scarred by I just imagine what's her name? Fox.
Oh, Julia Fox.
I could just imagine her on another carpet pretending like she's invited, but with that like large, messy like eye wing.
Dressing like a damn
Who invited
supervillain.
her? Yes, I'm ready for her to go away.
She refuses, and I'm tired of her too. I don't support it, but I respect the tenacity and just the unwillingness to go away and to leave us alone.
Yes.
You gotta respect it. I love look number 37. I would wear that today, right now.
I was just thinking the same thing. The boots, everything, it's like Western, but it's like edgy. It's so good.
The only look in this collection that I feel like maybe doesn't belong or that's way too sexy is look number 39.
I agree. It's look one.
It's Laquan, but he brought it back in with one of my favorite models ever, Joan Smalls, with look number 41. And if that's not Ralph Lauren, I don't know what is.
Oh, I feel like I haven't seen her as much like lately in shows.
Oh no, yeah, she's been out the game. Her, Chanel Iman, Jordan Dunn, their whole gang.
Why? It's so weird.
It is. And
She
I
was
don't
like on
know.
top.
Yes.
I
Very much
remember the
so.
thing about her was that everybody kept saying she had the perfect proportions in her face. Remember that?
Yes, she's very, very symmetrical. And she's Puerto Rican.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. I don't know. Those three specifically, Jordan Dunn, Joan Smalls, and Chanel Iman, they were like on the tip top, especially for the Black girls. Like they all got to be in that Beyonce video as well.
Yes.
And it was like they just faded on out. Like Chanel became a Revolve girl and got married. Joan, I don't know, you just like, is it a money grab modeling? Like you just come, you model, you do as many shows, you do as many campaigns as you, and then you go try to get a rich husband?
Who knows? Is she married?
Joan isn't, no.
Oh.
But is it like that? Is all you just get money and you... Because another model that I love disappeared, Riley Montana. Riley Montana was in like a bunch of Brandon Maxwell shows. She was kind of it girl status, and now she's just gone too. But then the supers are out, and Kate Moss back like she never ever left.
The next collection that I wanted to share with is the Fendi collection. I thought everything was really cool. It doesn't like fit in with the Fendi from a year ago. This is the one that I thought, a year ago they were 1970s Studio 54 campaign, but here everything's like updated. I don't know. I feel like the early 2000s, I like it for Fendi because it didn't seem so like costumey like the last Fat Class collection from a year ago. It did seem very like I could see this wreck walking around in like Studio 54. This seems like current. It's of the moment with all the trends. This one also ran really long.
I think that Fendi is taking a lot of influences from being introduced to the Asian market. Just a couple years ago, they had that big show at the Great Wall of China and all of that when Karl Lagerfeld was still with us. And I feel like that has impacted their brand identity a lot. The Asian market, they're rich over there. They spend a lot of money. And in this collection, I can see maybe more so than any other that influence. I'm not mad at it, but all of these clothes are very like Asian inspired.
I completely forgot about that, but you're so right. Like at one moment, I saw like the back of one of them. And the pleating, it looked kind of like, what was it? Like geisha, the way there was like excess folds. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. It looks like very Asian inspired.
And like these dresses, like look number 13 and look number 3, like this is stuff that I would see like on a cool, trendy Asian girl. The pants, like the satin cargo pants with the little mini Fendi bags on the front, like very trendy Asian.
And then here we have a lot of like the silky cargo pants. Everybody is doing them. Let's move on from that. We will all buy one.
We will buy the one that we can afford.
The Zara one.
Zara Chop Shop, I know you got the sweatshop bumping right now. Get them out. I need an email.
Oh, yeah. So in like detail look 3 at the bottom. Okay. So in that detailing, doesn't it look like very, like it would be the back of a geisha's wardrobe? Like those folds?
Yeah. How they do the kimono and the extra stuff underneath, and they strap that.
So there's a lot of inspiration in that, like with Asian influences.
And then look number 30 is basically like the Asian, I don't know what that dress is called, like a tea dress where they have the splits all the way up the side.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, this is very that like right on the nose, just in white or this off-white color.
Like wasn't it like cut off shoulders with the Mandarin collar? Is that what you're
Hmm.
talking about? Those kind of dresses with
Yes,
the
yes.
yeah.
And they have a whole bunch of that in this. And like the big wide leg pants that almost look like skirts with the long silk arbitrary strings. It's very BTS K-pop group.
With a lot of this collection, there was a lot of like the gray metallic. So we're looking back to the 2000s, and that's the trend they chose to pick up on. Remember when everybody was obsessed with like the new millennium and like futurism, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's where we're going with this. There were these pops of color, so I feel like that neon is going to be pretty big. I've seen it in a couple of shows.
Definitely. And I see people with it out.
There's nothing bad about this collection. I just feel like Fendi doesn't have their brand identity as far as clothing. And so the accessories are always, perfect. They're really looking for who they are in clothes.
I think with these clothes, this collection specifically, and I haven't seen it more so than here in like just this past year, they're trying to bring in a lot of the elements from their accessories to the clothes and trying to, I think, trick that customer into like, oh, you can get a skirt, like maybe you can't afford the whole outfit, but you can get the bag and you get the skirt, because they match exactly. Like we have a pink satin Fendi bag and we have a pink satin Fendi skirt that also has the same little hardware as the bag on the front, and you're going to look cute. You're going to Instagram that.
Oh, also a trend I'm seeing is that these like bulky, whether it be like calf length boots or like knee length, the bulky like soled boots are going to be big.
The Spice Girl shoes are back.
Oh, love it.
Tell me what you
What's
want,
your
what
next
you really,
collection?
really want. My next collection is Delcourt. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but I believe that this is a new house. They recently dressed Keke Palmer for her cover of Time magazine, like in I think it's called The Next 100. That's what put the brand on my radar. And then they showed, so I was like, oh, let me watch the show. Very cool. A lot of their pieces are like kind of origami inspired. They have a lot of avant-garde stuff. Their prints, they're trying their hand with prints. I don't love this floral that they have. It's kind of messy. It's kind of like 90s grandma kitchen, but I like everything that they did with the looks. Look number 7 is one of my favorites. I love like that harness that they did, the big coat. I like the styling of it. The top and skirt could probably be worn as a separate outfit without the red elements, but it really does. Like the styling just ties it all together. It looks very cool. A lot of this I think is like red carpet clothes, very easily could be worn to movie premieres and things like that. I love look number 15 and how they incorporated a woman with her head covered. It's not quite a hijab, but it's, hijab-ish. And I don't like that, Muslim people are left out of fashion, because the ones I see are very fashionable. And it's not like just because they're covered up, they cannot be included. Like any suit with a head covering, boom, that's a Muslim outfit. Any long dress, so just putting them in the show and showcasing that, I really like that. I love that this outfit and then the bag matches exactly, even though they don't really have a lot of other like leather looks. I thought that was very cool. Look number 21, I don't love. It's like fake Fifth Element in black. I don't feel like it belongs with the other stuff. Look number 28, I think is sexy and cool, but it's just a random collection of pieces. Like I could buy that from a lingerie store and get a trench coat from online.
Definitely.
29 is cool. I like the embellishment, but again, I'm not a part of the glove agenda. I'm tired of it. And at this point,
this
I
was
feel like
also giving like Valentino of years ago with the tool and the cape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 30 is kind of crazy.
Crazy avant-garde. I don't know if anybody could pull that off of any body type. You got your hips connected to your boobs. 31, I know a lot of the older shows used to close with a wedding dress, so I just feel like it doesn't fit here. And this is like an unfinished dystopian wedding dress. And then the final look, I just don't get it. It's like macrame with lace on the bottom, like just an odd use of materials and prints. So yeah, I definitely love more so the first half of the show. After that, it gets weird. Yeah, it gets weird. What do you think?
Can see what you said about the print in look number 7 and 10. It does look like dowdy It's like giving Strawberry Shortcake 1990s. But look 12, because of that, what they did with the fabric, like the way that they bunched it, I feel like it doesn't look so bad there.
It doesn't.
I really liked, yeah, like the opening half, and then look number 4 when they did those tops with the off the shoulders with the elaborate like sleeves, and then there it's again on look number 11. I thought, those are very red carpet, like very pretty. I think overall it's
Yeah.
just like a good collection or like a good start.
A great start to a line. You just have to learn how to keep your story. When you start, you got to keep it going. Don't go left on. Don't go femme fatale at the end when you started like Garden Party. Keep us with the same character. Now the characters can have different places they go, but we need to be one character for one fashion show. Make that a rule. One girl. Who is your next show?
My last one is going to be Roberto Cavalli. I saw something online, I think it was on Twitter, about like the brooches being in, and I could definitely see that here. So many of the looks, they started out and they all had like a brooch somewhere, whether it be at the neck, the bust, at the waist. It's giving like Miami with look number 4, and it's repeated again in look number like 13, where it's that like maybe 1950s with the shorts and like the skirt situation. I could see this like on Lucille Ball, and like she's at the pool. But then I think one of my favorite dresses is look number 10. I wasn't expecting that one. I saw look number 12 walk down the runway, and she was actually having, I don't know, something was wrong, but she was like struggling in some way, and so that was concerning. Look number 11, I think, was too similar to like a YSL.
Yes,
Other
that
people have done
jumpsuit
it
that they just
better.
put out.
Number 19, I feel like, is a bit more on brand for them with, bombastic prints and animal print. I feel like you would appreciate this one because it had that like, what was it? Like Renaissance, like print all over the pants and also on the jacket. And it's repeated throughout in like 21, 22, and 24. There were notes of like the 80s with like the very large sleeves. I wish those were interpreted in a better way. Otherwise, they look kind of, it dates them. But I like the bottom half of look number 25. She's like a cheetah, ready to pounce.
I think this whole collection, the new designer for Roberto Cavalli is Fausto Puglisi. I don't know how to say his name.
Puglisi?
Puglisi?
Maybe?
Yeah, he used to have his own
Puglisi?
line. And it was very like Italian, more is more, like big stars and a lot of embellishments and stuff like that. So I think he's kind of perfect for Roberto Cavalli, and I can see a lot of his influences from his line in this, especially like with look number 29 with that big embellished palm tree on it. That's very like Fausto when he had his own line brand. I think it starts to get weird around look 31 with that pineapple print. Like,
Oh,
did
yes.
you get this from Joann's? Like, what's going on here? So yeah, just I think everything was fine up until that pineapple print. And I don't know, maybe SpongeBob was in the air for everybody, but I think that that's odd. The only other like thing that I would have to say about this show that may be like a complaint or a criticism is that, like you said, the jumpsuit, and then he repeated it in another look. It's way too similar to what YSL just put out. And like every girl, every celebrity has worn that jumpsuit on social media already and out to red carpet events. So like, why would you include it in the show here? 38, 39, 40, 41 are all like his signature, that big pleating sticking out. Like he used to do that on his collections too, like origami folds with fabric and like odd placements.
I wasn't in love with them. I feel like my favorite look out of this collection is number 51.
Adut, yes. I don't know why I say Adut. Adut.
But she looks great. She looks fantastic.
Yes.
And
she was in a lot of shows this season. My favorite look, yes, love to see it. My favorite look from this show is 44. It's a close second to, so 24 and the black dress are very like Roberto Cavalli classic. You could put that in any year of the show and it would work. The brooch on the black look is kind of odd. Like, let's just throw that palm tree on there. But those are my two favorite looks, and I think they fit the brand identity perfectly. I love his execution of them.
Yes. And then your last show.
My last show is number 21. I believe that's how they want to be called. This show is, the designer for the show is Alessandro Del Acqua, and I really liked his own brand. So I'm excited to like see him try to come into his own at Number 21. Number 21, from what I understand, is a newer company as well. So they started off the show really strong with the red look. The styling is kind of interesting, but it's trying to just add some texture to the look. Otherwise, it would be flat, just red sequins. Surprising me that sequins has made such a big comeback. I think that was like big in the early 90s, 80s. So, you know, ladies, dust off your sequin dress. Go to your grandma's house, your auntie's house, get her old club dresses, bring them out. Because like full sequins looks are not cheap either. A lot of them, I think from the older ones too, are probably hand done. So if you're in a Goodwill, if you're a thrifter, now's the time for you to dust that skill off and go get all the sequins you can find. Okay, I picked this show because a lot of it was like, it was red carpet, but it was confused with office wear. And I don't want this to become a trend, so I want to talk about it with y'all. Like, do not come to work in your sequins club clothes just because it's the appropriate length or it's a cardigan. It's going to be odd. Just confused. My favorite look of this show is look number 12. That flesh tone, no, it's 14, but they use the same sequence fabric in look number 12. This flesh tone sequence is what made me pick this show to cover, and I want to know, I'm going to look straight in the camera, because does this come in black, girl? Because I would like to wear this, and I would like to see some of the other cute fashionable black girls in this. So if you have some other skin tones, go and reference Rihanna's Fenty foundation. Give us a range of this so we can all wear it and look naked and glittery like her. It looks expensive.
I feel like it also looks like it's a second skin. She could just like easily just tear off her skin and reveal that she's like an alien.
Yes. I love it. The rest of the show is like oddly mixed lingerie with office wear. I guess it's trying to be edgy, feminine. But a lot of it is giving me a like disheveled sex worker.
Oh my gosh, I totally agree.
Yeah, and it's not the best. Like, there's bras and panties being worn, old school style. There's a lot going on.
A lot of them look like maybe she just finished a job. Wink, wink. And like she's rushing to leave, and especially because, you know, like the buttons, they aren't like where they're supposed to be. So she's like, she was rushing to put her clothes on and get out the door onto the next
She
job.
missed the button. She buttoned it up here, and she...
Yes, but she's working hard for that money.
You know, make that money, don't let it make you.
And then look number 29, like, did she really need to like come out looking like that?
This is what I'm talking about with the disheveled sex work aesthetic. Because without that styling, that would just be a boring dress. So you're compensating for your office wear, your expensive, sexy, you know, sumptuous fabric, I can tell, office wear with this. Let's show a little skin. Let's show this grandma bra that we put her in. I don't like it. But that second skin sequence from look number 14, you can roll out a whole line of that and it'll sell out. I promise you. You could do skirts, you can do dresses, you can do racer back, whatever you want to do. Contact that fabric maker. Get those skin tones on deck.
I think overall I didn't really care for the show just because it's so confused. A lot of the stuff isn't wearable without having pieces underneath. Mm-hmm. And because they're so like sheer and thin, like you wouldn't be able to wear something underneath other than like undergarments. And most of the people won't be wearing it like that.
Nope.
There's like a lot of unattractive things going on here.
It's a collection of layering.
Yes.
Sorry, number 21. Try again next season. All right. So that was it for Milan Fashion Week. I wish we could cover all the shows, but we can't. We only have so much time and energy. But if you would like to help us or let us get there in person, if you would like to invite us to your show so we can see it in person, so we can cover it in real time, email us at makeitworkpod@gmail.com. Contact us on all social medias at makeitworkpod, and we'll cover your show. If you invited us, we'll be nice too. If you got some lackluster pieces, we're going to, you know, we're going to see it. We're not going to talk about it as much. You're going to be like, yeah, he could have done more. And we're just, so, you know, don't worry about the criticism. We'll keep it tolerable for you. Invite us to your shows.
And this isn't a threat that, like, if you don't invite us to our show, we won't be nice to you.
I'm not making any promises. He said that.
So, yeah, that's the end of the show. Join us for next week whenever we go to Paris Fashion Week.
It's going to be fun. You don't want to miss it. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.